Hello everyone, in today's video I'm going to be going over some ways that you can use affirmation cards to help you during your healing journey, whether that be for stress, anxiety, or any other issues that you face. I am using Blue Serenity. It's a deck I've designed myself. There is a link in the description for it, and I will discuss it again later on in the video. But let's get into the first way that you can actually go about selecting an affirmation. Now, there are many ways that you can go about doing this, but I have 3 ways that I like to go about it. The first one here is I shuffle the cards, I focus my breathing as I do it, and I focus on positivity and calmness. And then what I do with the cards themselves is I spread them out on the table. Now, Blue Serenity is a deck of 42 cards, so that's a lot of cards to fan out, but it really does. By doing it this way, you will have access to all the different cards, and after shuffling them, they won't be in any specific order or anything like that. But the point of this way is to have the right card come to you. So what I'm going to do is close my eyes, start breathing and clear my mind, and then wipe my hand, just kind of bring it over the cards. And once I get this energy in my hand, that's when I know it's time to stop and select the card that's calling to me that day. This is the card that I was meant to pull. Now let's go into option number 2 for how to select affirmation cards. For this, what I do is, as I'm shuffling the cards, instead of focusing on clearing my mind and focusing on positivity or calmness or anything like that, I'm actually telling the deck, I'm telling the universe what I need this for. And it could be, I'm having a stressful work day today, or I'm about to go into a doctor's appointment and I need to calm down type of thing. And then what I do is select the first card on top. Now let's go into the third option for selecting your affirmation card. For this one, it's actually really simple. You don't need to focus on energy and hoping that you get the right energy back. What you want to do is select the card that you need that day. So go through the deck, read the affirmations, and be like, okay, so today is a busy day. I've got to go to the grocery store, gotta go and pick up the kids, or go to a work meeting, or you might have a hectic day ahead of you, or maybe you're just really going through a rough patch of a day or a week or a month. Whatever it is, you want to go through these cards and select the exact card that you need that day. And once you've done it, if you've selected more than one, because more than one is calling to you, set them aside and then be like, okay, of these 2, which is the right one for me? Now let's get into the different ways that you can use affirmations throughout your daily practices to help you. And the first one is to actually have your affirmation on hand. Put it on display somewhere where you can see it constantly. For me, it's in my studio where I am working and where I spend most of my time. For you, it might be on your desk or on a mirror somewhere that you're going to walk by throughout the day. Now let's go into option 2 for different ways you can use affirmations. And this one here is not always going to be your go-to first approach, but it is something that I like to do every once in a while, and that is reflective journaling. So what you're going to want to do for this, and what I like to do, is sit down in a quiet space where I can really just focus on the words that I'm writing and what I am thinking. So I'm going to use this affirmation. I focus on the positive possibilities as a starting point. It's going to be the topic that I'm going to be discussing. So what am I thinking about that when it comes to the positive possibilities in life or in this moment in my life? And that for me is Blue Serenity's Kickstarter. It's this amazing opportunity that I'm so excited about it, because I feel 100% about Blue Serenity being this helpful tool to help with healing, and that these affirmations really are useful because I myself use them and I believe in them, and I understand that Kickstarters might not 100% get funded because that's the way it is, but there are endless possibilities for what I can do with Blue Serenity and how I can help people through Blue Serenity. Now let's get into option number 3 for different ways you can use affirmations to help you during your daily practices. And that option number 3 that I want to focus on is using it during your healing with art time. Using art as a tool towards healing is my go-to move. It's actually what this YouTube channel is dedicated towards, art and healing. Right now, I'm writing down my affirmation in my sketchbook, and then I'm going to paint over it. I would like to let you know that I have created a separate video, and I will link to it, where I go over different ways that you can use your affirmation during your healing with art time. Now I'm going to as you can see on the screen, I am going to paint over this affirmation. And even though you can't see it, and even though at the moment on camera you can't see the card that I have on display where I can see it, I am still focusing on that energy. I'm focusing on the message that the card had as I'm painting. I have maybe music on. Well, I definitely had music on at the time, but you might not be the type, but music anyways. We'll have some music on, and you'll be doing what your soul needs in that moment as you are creating. Moving forward, as we get into the last 2 ways you can use affirmations during your healing practices, I'm going to continue to show you the unfolding of this pattern / creative exercise while I'm focusing on my affirmation, because option number 4 is using your affirmation during mindful meditation. For myself, mindful meditation actually is how I do a lot of my abstract painting. I know typical ways of meditating is to sit down in a quiet space, to maybe have soothing music on, nature sounds, and to clear your mind. And that's definitely a way to go about it. It's not something that I find works for myself, but I do have a friend that says it's so helpful for her. It's her way of going about this. And I know that there are others out there that find mindful meditation to be extremely helpful. And when you're doing mindful meditation with an affirmation, what you want to do is use that affirmation as your mantra, as the thing that you're focusing your mind on, as you clear out any negativity, as you turn your mind off of the things that have been weighing you down or the things that are bothering you at the moment. You want to focus on positive things, on the capabilities and your possibilities and all these wonderful things. But you're going to be using the affirmation that you pulled as that focus point. Option number 5, and the last one I want to talk about for using an affirmation card as a way for healing, is to use it during the moment of heightened emotions. And that's not something I can really record and show you. So, for example, if you are at work and you've just had this extremely upsetting moment happen, it could be that you were dealing with an extremely difficult customer and they really they spiked either anger or like anxiety or anything like that. You can go pull your affirmation out of your bag, your purse, wherever you're keeping it, and focus on it. Or another example, and something that I've done, is when a moment of anxiety is starting to pick up and you might be going into maybe a panic attack, there are a lot of exercises that you can do for bringing yourself back into the moment. You can touch physical items like your pants, feel the fabric, touch the table near you, look at things in the room and focus on those and label them. Another thing is to pull out your affirmation card, read that affirmation to yourself, look at the art that's on it, maybe even count how many flowers are in it, how many flower petals are in it, or anything like that to help pull you back into the moment. Alrighty, so we have reached the end of my list of 5 ways to use affirmation cards during your journey for healing. If you yourself have different ways that you use your affirmations, or you have someone or know someone or anything like that, and I didn't mention that way here in this video, leave it in the comment section below. Let this video be a source of information for those who are on their journey through healing to have access to that kind of information. If you have any comments or questions, again, leave it in the comment section below and I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. If you'd like to know more about Blue Serenity, I have a link to it in the description section below to my Kickstarter, where you can learn more about it and message me through Kickstarter if you have any questions about the actual cards themselves. If you are from the future and Kickstarter is over, I'm going to be also coming back to this video and providing any links and any information that's relating to Blue Serenity so that you guys have access to this deck and what's going to happen moving forward in the future. I want to thank all of you for watching this video. I hope you found it very useful and helpful. Please hit that thumbs up, I liked it video if you found it useful. If you are interested in healing with art and using art as a tool towards healing, hit that subscribe button because that's what I do here. I talk about art supplies and I provide materials for you to use during your healing with art. Now, before I say goodbye, let's take a moment to take a deep breath in, pulling in positivity. And let's release that air and push out any negativity. Alrighty, until next time, stay magical.